Welcome to another Ondo update. So I was not really planning on making a video about this coin because there's not much happening. I mean, it's still going sideways. It has been going sideways for about a month now. But one of our platinum members suggested that I cover this coin, so I guess it's the perfect time to do it. Now, nothing is really happening. I mean, it's just going sideways, but I could give you an update and another price prediction for, it's a price prediction for what might happen in 2025. It's not guaranteed that it will happen because, at the end of the day, this coin is still very, very new. It's barely like 1 year old. So yeah, you have to be careful with these coins, especially new coins. But, it's respecting support levels, so this is actually very, very good. Now, let me start on the daily chart. Well, actually, no, let's go on the 4-hour chart because this is only a year, so we could look at the 4-hour chart. So we went up in a 1-2 setup here. The second wave moved to the downside. As you can see, we respected the support zone. We reacted to the 50% extension multiple times, actually almost 4 times. Well, if we count this and this, if you don't want to count these two, then we reacted to the support zone 2 times. And yeah, after that, we went up in a first wave move. This first wave move has 5 waves. And by the looks of it, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. And right now we are in the second wave move down. Keep in mind, this is only the second wave of the third wave move to the upside. Now, the third wave move to the upside, it's really hard to say where it will go, but the minimum target for it would be at the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup that we have on the chart right here, which is the green 1-2 setup. Now, is that realistic? Well, from where we're at right now, that would be almost a 10x. And keep in mind, Ondo does not really have a huge market cap, so I could definitely see that happening when Bitcoin dominance finally starts going down. However, until that happens, yeah, you cannot really expect Ondo to go up like 10x if Bitcoin dominance just goes sideways, Now, what is this yellow thing on the chart? Well, this is actually the, resistance levels that you can expect. So this, the 200% extension of the yellow thing on the chart is the target for the third wave of the third wave move to the upside. Now, are we going to get there? Well, I don't know, but based on what we have on the chart, which is this 1-2 setup right here, the third wave of the third wave should get to at least $9.11. Is that possible? I don't know. Like I said, this is a new coin, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. But, based on the Fibonacci and based on the, what we have on the chart, it could get to about $9 in the third wave of the third wave. Keep in mind, the third wave of the third wave is always the most impulsive, so yeah, it's definitely possible, but I don't know exactly when it will happen. Now, before I talk about Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin, because I know you're a big fan of these two, I actually want to talk about the RSI first, and the RSI has actually cooled off quite a lot, which is very, very good. As you can see here, when Ondo was at about $1.91, the daily RSI was very overbought. It was at about 85. Right now, it has cooled off, and as you can see, right now Ondo is at about $1.28. But the RSI is now at 45, and this is actually very good because even though Ondo did not really go down that much, if you look at how much it went down, it only went down like, 40%. Now I know 40% may sound like a lot, but it's not really a lot when you consider the fact that Ondo went up like 300% in a matter of 4 months after getting the second wave move down right here. So even though it only went up like 40% and the second wave moved down, and it did not even get to the 50% extension of the first wave, the daily RSI has actually cooled off quite a lot. And if you look at where Ondo was when we were at the RSI levels that we are right now, just a couple of months ago, Ondo was at about 63 cents, and right now we are double that price, and the RSI is the same. So yeah, things are still looking pretty good to me, and there's nothing to complain about, at least not right now. Now, the only worrying thing on the chart right now is the bull market support band. It looks like we will have a cross here, and I'm not really a fan of that because, usually when the red line of the bull market support band goes above the green line, that's not a good thing, and that usually means that the price will continue going to the downside. For example, here, we don't really have a price history for this, for Ondo, but I can tell you from experience from the other altcoins, Here, after the red line of the bull market support band got above the green line, as you can see, Ondo did absolutely nothing for a couple of months, and then after we had another cross up here, well, down here actually, that's when Ondo finally started going up again. So yeah, we definitely do not want to see a cross on the bull market support band. And what do we need to do to not get a cross? Well, Ondo needs to do something like this, so the green line can do something like this, and it's gonna be much difficult for the red line to catch up with it if we just get an impulsive move to the upside. So we'll see what happens next, and if we do get a cross, like I said, it's not going to be the most bullish thing, but there is a chance that we get just another cross after that, so it should not be the end of the world. Now, if we look at the RSI, we did not actually get to the oversold territory in this move to the downside right here, at least on the 4-hour chart. And this could mean that we are about to get another low in the second wave move to the downside before we continue. And it's a possibility. I'm not saying that it will happen, but if we somehow get another low, that could put us at about $1.03, which is the 50% extension of the first wave move to the upside. Now, that would put us below the bull market support band, and I'm not really a fan of that. I don't really want to see the altcoins go below the bull market support band, but it could happen, and it's definitely possible that it does happen, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin dominance is still at cycle highs right now, well, at least near cycle highs. Now, if you do not watch my previous videos about Bitcoin dominance and about, what's happening right now, you should definitely check out my previous Cardano videos. That's when I talk about Bitcoin dominance. And, just to explain what's happening right now, we had a cross on the bull market support band about 63 days ago, and in the previous 2 cycles, at least after we got to the 0.618 resistance level of the previous all-time high, we also had a cross, and after the cross, it took about 48 days for something to happen. And then, for example, in the previous cycle, it took, like I told you, 48 days for something to happen, and that triggered the altcoin season. And as you can see, during that time, we went down quite a lot. And during this time, this is when, altcoins were going crazy. And the same thing happened in the previous cycle before that as well. It took about 48 days for something to happen after the cross on the bull market support band. And then we triggered the first altcoin season. But this cycle is a bit different because we had a cross on the bull market support band about 64 days ago. And nothing has really happened, at least not yet, but the red line of the bull market support band is still above the green line, and that's still a good thing. This could mean that we could get some kind of impulsive move to the downside all of a sudden, and that would not surprise me if it did happen. Now, we are still in a lower high structure, whether you like to admit it or not. We did not really break above this high right here, and we did not get above this high as well. So, we could get rejected very, very soon. Now, if we do not get rejected, the next target would be at about 60.3%, which is the 0.618 resistance level of the previous all-time high. And if we get to that level and we get rejected again, that will most likely trigger the altcoin season. When Bitcoin dominance dropped like 7% in November, during that time, Ondo went from 57 cents all the way up to like $2.10. And that's what? About a 270% pump, and that's actually very good. So the fact that we are going down right now makes sense, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin dominance is at cycle highs, but if you zoom out, it's still looking very, very good. And like I told you many, many times, the RSI has cooled off, so we could definitely start going up again. Also, if you look at the weekly RSI is even better. So here, when we finished the first wave move, we were actually overbought on the weekly, and we have actually managed to cool off. And the RSI is now at 53. This shows us that if we actually want to start going up again, we can, because the RSI is not overbought. So, for example, the last time we were at an RSI of 53 on the weekly RSI, near was at about 83 cents. So we're definitely, getting stronger and stronger, and I think it's only a matter of time until, well, I think I said near again, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Ondo. I just recorded a near protocol video, so yeah, you're gonna have to excuse me for that. So yeah, whether you like to admit it or not, Ondo is still getting stronger and stronger, and like I told you many, many times, it's only a matter of time until we get to, near all-time highs. And I think it's only a matter of time until we get to all-time highs again. And yeah, it's possible for Ondo to top somewhere between, let's say, $11 and maybe even $38 in a very, very bullish scenario. But keep in mind, I told you this like 5 times in this video, this is a new coin, so you have to be careful and you definitely have to do your own research before buying this. But yeah, I mean, if you are waiting for a buying opportunity, I mean, right now it could be a good buying opportunity. Now, I'm not going to tell you when to buy or how much to buy or, why to buy. But, I mean, this support zone right here, I mean, this was a good time to buy. The price reacted to it multiple times. And I did tell you down here that it's possible for Ondo to finally go up after we got a cross on the bull market support band. We got a cross and it went up. So yeah, I mean, the support zone that we have on the chart right now could be a good buying opportunity. As you can see, we are reacting to it, at least kind of. And yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of days and actually weeks and months. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to check out our memberships and our Patreon. If you want, us to cover a specific altcoin for you. If you want access to our daily Discord update as well. And yeah, like, subscribe, I'll see you in the next one.